Welcome to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things West Indies cricket. By the fans, for the fans. Yes, people, live. Look at this. What a start to the day. Had to get up at 4:30, 4:25 even. Had to hold that quick fresh, get ready for work. I'm in my work shirt. I got to leave for work in about an hour and a half, but I couldn't leave the people in the lurch. Live watch along. You best believe, even on a work day, here I am for the live watch along. We're just through the anthems right now. I've had to subscribe to a service which will remain unnamed just so I can watch this World Cup, all 3 games of it, if we manage to get through them, or if we can survive them, I should say. People, how you doing? Let me quickly bring up the team. So, as expected, if you watched the video that I did for the Caribbean Cricket Podcast feed, this was the team I predicted. Loads of you got in the comments saying, nah, that's not going to happen. Trust me, man. Trust me. I know what I'm talking about, you know? There was absolutely no way Evan Lewis wouldn't start today's game. Absolutely no way. You could, when you've got that world name, you're getting in the team irrespective of how many warm-up games you have or haven't had. So Mayers, Lewis, King, Brooks, who I think will float depending on the situation, Puran, Powell, Holder, Oldeen Smith, who might also float depending on the situation. Akil Hussain, likewise the same if they want to send in a left-handed bat at some particular point to counteract any potential matchup and whatever the batting situation is saying. Alzari Joseph and Obed McCoy. So that is the 11. I think it goes without saying that that's the strongest 11 the West Indies have in the squad of 15. That 11 will only change depending on situations and opponents and potential matchups and so on and so forth. But if we're going purely on what is the strongest 11, that's the side you would expect to see 9 times out of 10 without injuries, so on and so forth. So Brandon King will go 1 drop. Lewis will open with Mayers, 2 left-handers at the top. West Indies have won the toss and opted to bowl first, so we will want to chase. It's a small ground. It's not a ground which favours a lot of spin, which is why Yannick hasn't made the side as a wrist spinner. Let me see who's in the chat. Sorry, people. Let me see what's going on. Let's see who's about. Where are we? Demo says rally. Big up Demo in the live, you know. Charlie's here. Just got up at 4:40 a.m. GB time, you know. We have to do this, you know. Obviously, those in those of you in Jamaica, just gone 11. Those in the Eastern Caribbean, just gone midnight. US, must be 11 as well, depending on which part of the 11 you're in, which part of the America you're in, I should say. Malcolm says, where's the game showing in the Caribbean? Those in the chat, help him out, please. I presume ESPN Caribbean, Flow. Those in the Caribbean, help Malcolm out. Where's the game showing, please? Boy, I need to get my tie. I'm still not dressed, you know. As I'm sitting here right now, I got my work trousers on. I ain't even put a belt on. I'm just sitting there. Had to run quick, you know. So Rickon says, so early. I know, man. Listen, this is better than CPL. CPL, I was staying up till 4 in the morning to finish those matches. At this one, I didn't mind as much because I'm getting up at 4:20 in the morning. I can work with that, given I've got to go to work anyways. Sachin says, good morning, good night. Rickon says, so good to see Lewis open. Yeah. Carl says, good morning. Big up, Carl. Desmond's rallying in Canada. We all out here right now. Corsico says, I can't be up so early to be disappointed. It's the West Indies. No rules. It's on ESPN, apparently. 11 o'clock in Chicago. We got Vincent rallying in Chicago. All over, people. Like, share, subscribe to Caribbean Cricket Podcast. I didn't get up at 4:25 for no reason, you know. Yes. I don't actually... So, because I'm on this unnamed stream that I've had to pay for the duration of the World Cup. Oh, my God, it's just gone off. Oh, my God. 1 second, people. It's on my phone. I don't know if I'm live or if I'm on a delayed feed. So people, yeah, it's back again. So on my screen, it's saying 87654 counting down. Is that what you lot have got? Am I in sync? Am I in sync? And it's just started. Am I in sync, people, or am I behind you lot? I need to know about this stream. Paid good money for this stream, you know. Fam, not paying for Sky Sports in the UK. Are you mad? Where's my tie? Yeah, I'm in sync apparently. Thanks, Vincent. Where's my flipping tie for work? 1 second, people. I need to find my tie. Yeah. But best believe I'm putting on my work tie. How you mean? I got to leave for work in approximately 1 hour, at least minimum an hour and 40 minutes. So this stream's gonna last maybe about an hour and 20, maybe an hour and 30. Then I've got to go to work, people. So let's see how long I can give you. Anyways, Carl Mayers, as predicted, takes the first over. See if he can extract any seam or swing early doors. Tends to bowl one in the power play nowadays, Carl Mayers, up front to see what's on offer. If there's a bit of nibble, then Carl Mayers will probably bowl more than one. But if there isn't, this will be the only over he'll bowl. Okay. Got my tie on. What you lot saying? Got my tie on for work. We're moving out here. Getting ready for work whilst doing this live stream. It's all mad. Right, okay, so Sachin says, you reckon we're making the qualifier? I need to get some more. 1 second. That's the first boundary of the day. Sorry, people, I need to put this stream on properly. I can barely see what's going on here. Bear with me, people. Bear with me. Go this way. That's better now. Yes, that's a better stream. Let's make this a bit bigger. Yes, lovely. Now my stream is proper. Okay. So Michael Jones just drove Carl Mayers through the covers for 4 there. Scotland moved to 5 without loss. Sachin, I'll answer that question in a minute. Just setting everything up. Again, Carl Mayers bowls that full, trying to extract to see if there's any swing there, but that's going to go for the boundary as well. Oh my gosh, who's that? Evan Lewis, I reckon he could have put in more effort there. But anyways, that's back-to-back boundaries, and Scotland moved to 9 without loss. Outfield's super quick. I did say, if any of you watched the preview video I did say that I felt that this was going to be a 160 par. That's par at this ground. Anything under 160, I think you haven't gone well. The guy who's just got the back-to-back boundaries, Michael Jones, Sports Ad, and just points out that he was the leading run scorer. Leading run scorer in the Blast this year. Vincent notes it's, yes, a very quick outfield. So Sachin says, do you reckon we're making out the qualifiers? Only because there's 2 spots do I reckon we're making out the qualifiers. Could easily lose this first game. Wouldn't be surprised. Down the leg side. It's leg by no run, in fact. So 1 more ball left of the opening over. I don't think Carl Mayers will be getting another over today, to be fair, people. Oh my god, what's this? Sorry, people. Because I'm on touch screen. My mouse pad is broken. Oh, was that? He's put it down. There's a caught on bowl opportunity there. Driven straight back at Mayers. He's unable to hold on to that, but 2 dots to end the over. I think he'll take that, and the first over ends 9 without loss. That went 144. ... So 9 without loss at the end of the first over. Mayers just put that one down. Jones, yeah, should he have taken that? What do you call that one, people? 60-40 in favour of Mayers. He was already probably cold hands. You can see the West Indies players are in the long sleeve sweater. It's cold out in Hobart. Did the cold hands affect him there? Oh no, but no, hold on. He had his sweater off, but still might have been cold. We can't tell on reaction time, in fairness, but I reckon that's a 50-50. You should have taken that. Sachin says, do I enjoy teaching? Enjoy is the wrong word. I don't mind it, but in the UK, it's a lot of admin work, and it takes a lot out of you. Unless you're a teacher, it's hard to explain. Otherwise, Akil Hussain take beats George Munsey on the drive and outside the off stump. Akil doesn't usually take the second bowl so early in the power play. This will be a tactical decision, left-hander to left-hander. Munsey goes for the reverse sweep, gets nothing on that. My mouse being broken, this touchscreen thing can't run, you know. Otherwise, people like, share, subscribe to Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Become a patron. www.patreon.com/Carib Cricket. £2, $2 a month. Super chat, you can do that as well, in fairness, if you want to support the Caribbean Cricket Podcast and everything we're doing. Right. Another dot ball there, by the way, for Hussain. Let me just do something here, people. A fourth ball of the over. Munsey's going to... No, can't beat covers. 4 dots in a row. Munsey's going to want to go big here. Hussain's tied him down early in the second over. You have to believe that Munsey's going to try and go for a big shot. He's not going to want to go dot through it. He's not going to want Hussain to bowl a maiden so early. Nope. And that one again ties Munsey down. Can't make any room with that. Tight bowling there by Akil. No run so far. Last ball of the over coming. It's a good comeback over here by Akil. Akil does have the best economy rate in the West Indies side. That said, we usually only see him nowadays at maybe the last over the power play or immediately after the power play. Very interesting to see him get an over so early in the power play. And Munsey works that one off his legs for 1 run. So 1 run off the second over. Well bowled Akil Hussain. Scotland 10 without loss after 2. So for those of you who just joined the live, I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing this for up until about maybe 6:30, because then I'll have to leave for work. So yeah, there won't be a what am I saying? This won't be the full match, and there won't be a live watch along for the second game against Ireland either. Flights, the time is 5:11 in the morning. So Carl Mayers gets a second over, which is quite interesting. Now, I'm going to assume this is because of early morning, slight overcast conditions, and they're going to believe that Carl can maybe extract a bit of swing, bit of seam. But then the thing about Mayers bowling now as well is that already tells me they want the buffer of not having to bowl Oldene Smith for 4 overs, or even if take Oldene out of it, and Munsey sees that like he sees a football, opens up the leg slide and licks Mayers for 4. Down the leg side, I should say. Very interesting decision to give Mayers another one, to be fair. I presume it's about trying to... I assume it's about trying to see if there's any early swing seam. But I also think it's because if you give Mayers 2... Mayers back in for a second over. Yep, same shot. 1 bounce, 4 again. George Munsey likes what Mayers is bowling here, and that's another 4. Like I say, very interesting to give Mayers a second over here. He's gone for 17. He's gone for 17 off his 8 balls. So Mayers is going to have to correct his line here. He's bowling 2 straight, touch 2 full, and Munsey's just clearing his front leg and hoiking it over deep square leg. Not even deep square leg. Sports Salon says it's stupid to give Mayers 2. Not well, as opposed to who? So later on in the match, if somebody else takes licks, then what? That's the whole point of Mayers as the 6th bowler. Right, so Mayers goes round the wicket. He had to correct his line in some shape or form, so he goes round the wicket for a different angle, and that's a dot ball. Yeah, I think let's not overreact here, people. Would I have given Mayers a second one? Probably not. Do I understand why they might give Mayers a second one? Yes, because if you don't give Mayers 2 overs, it means you are definitely asking Odean Smith to bowl minimum of 3. Now, I say Odean Smith, somebody else is likely to go for licks in the side. So again, the round the angle. No, he's managed to stop it. Man at the perimeter manages to stop that. No run. The round the wicket angle's working out better here for Mayers. I love how people are quick to just jump to this is a disaster as soon as something goes wrong. Listen, we have 5 bowlers, right? Actually 4. Holder, McCoy, Akil, Joseph. That's 16 overs. Odean, if you get more than 2 and they're good, is a bonus. It's 2020. Someone's going to go for licks. Munsey's able to just drag that one off his hips for one. So you can't go into this match assuming that your 4 frontliners and Odean, you have to get 4 out of Odean Smith and Carl Mayers, basically. And I think you always have to remember that with when Carl Mayers is bowling. And that's before maybe Holder goes for licks today. Maybe Obed or Alzari goes for licks today. So Mayers is there because someone in this West Indies team has to bowl some makeup overs. Would I have given him a second? No, but I do understand why he'll get at least 2 in most matches. Again, no run. Oh, no, they run through 1 leg by. Sharma says, if you have 5 bowlers, the Sun Stabini is supposed to strike bowler up front. Who is our power play bowler then? Alzari Joseph, who I think will get the next over on. That's wide down the leg side. Oh, that's well. That's another 4. That's a well. It's a good shot there. Good shot there by Munsey, and that's the end of the over. Mayers gets how many did he get licked down? 12. Mayers gets licked down for 16. Mayers gets licked through that over. I think that's the end of him. We won't see him again for the rest of today. Munsey goes for the scoop shot there, or ramp shot, I should say. Good adjustment. Came on him late, got big, but he was able to ramp that over Puram. So Scotland start for them 26 without loss after 3. Right, yeah, so it's Alzara Joseph as predicted. He will get the 4th. Yes, yes. So Alzari Joseph takes the fourth over. West Indies will want a wicket in the power play, most definitely. But like I say, if you study the history of this Hobart ground, 160 minimum, I would say, on this ground, if not more. So I don't see this as a bowler-friendly wicket. I think this is a very much a batter's wicket. 50 of you in the live haven't even. Do you know? I haven't even bothered to say press like. Oh, hit through the line there by Michael Jones, but doesn't get enough on that. Skews off it. One run. What was I saying? Yeah, 57 of you saw in the live. Like, share, subscribe. I don't know how many likes are on the video. Subscribe to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, though, people. Actually, let me go and see. Let me just go and see how many of you are liking the Caribbean. Let's see how many of you have pressed like. Let's see how many of you have pressed subscribe. Come on, people. So far we've had, I reckon, 4 extra subscribers to the podcast since watching this live. It's driven through the covers by Muncie, and that's going to race away 4 runs. Now, the thing about Scotland, their best players are all up top, so wickets is the only way to rein them in here. It's not going to be economical bowling because if they get going, they get going. Roach says Joseph and Holder has to open the bowling, not Mayers. Obviously, you've not been watching the West Indies. Muncie through the line, smashes that one. Absolutely smashes that one. That's gone for 4 through deep mid wicket. That's another 4. So that's 9 off the 4 balls for Alzari Joseph. So this is my point, people. Just like you all just going, oh, Mayer shouldn't bowl. So what? Now we're saying Sir Joseph shouldn't bowl. Listen, it's a batter's wicket, this one. This is why I'm saying don't run into quick hot takes. So what? Now we see Joseph get licked down. Does that mean he shouldn't bowl in the power play? And Muncie strikes straight through the line. It's another 4. Joseph's now gone for 13 runs. Pumped down the ground. This is why I don't do the hot takes thing. A man said bowl your best bowlers in the power play. Well, Joseph's the best fast bowler. Again, licked down. Now what? Scotland 39 without loss. 1 more ball left of the 4th over. Whatever the plan is, the West Indies bowlers aren't bowling to it, or the wicket is so true, and that one's gonna go for just stopped. Just stopped by Obed McCoy at short fine leg. Stops what would have been a 4, saves 2 runs. That's the end of the 4th over. Scotland are off to an absolute flyer. 15 off Alzari Joseph's first over, 41 without loss. They'll have to bring. Boy, I don't even know. Should I turn to next? I think you're gonna. Oh, so Dhruv, you're now saying it doesn't seem like there's much movement or bounce off the surface. But I swear a minute ago you were saying don't bowl Mayers. So now Alzari's gone for licks. It's now there's not much movement or bounce. Say the man went for licks as well, innit? That might not be new Dhruv who made the earlier comment, in fairness. So I might have just said that. Yeah, see, Dhruv, you said cannot waste a new bowl at the Hobart, bowl your best bowlers. So we just bowled Joseph and he went for 15. It's Holder or McCoy who's got to get the next over. Possibly McCoy. You might want to, given. I actually agree with Drift, though. The surface ain't saying anything. I'd go for McCoy, see what his variations can do. No, it's a kill. I don't think they would have wanted a kill to bowl 2 in the power play, but it is what it is. Supernova, no, ICC don't care about these games. They don't care about these games. The the World Cup hasn't actually started. The World Cup won't start until the Super 12s. Is what I would say here. I'm kind of glad that Australia playing in during the warm-up game right now, so it means that I don't have to suffer all the people making enough comments about West Indies cricket when they don't actually understand nothing about West Indies cricket. That's another 4 there. It's a bit short there. Short from Machel, and Michael Jones pumps him through the covers for 4. All in One channel says Scotland is the weakest team in the group. I think it's a group of death. I don't think there is a weakest team. Oh, that's a fantastic shot. Straight through the line. Plugs in the outfield, though. Won't go for 4. It was a shot that deserved a 4, but looked like the longest part of the ground. 2 runs. 8 runs so far. Farah says, I've got Scotland for an upset match. I wouldn't call it an upset. I think anybody who's been following the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, myself and Santoki seem to be the only people who, from the get-go, myself particularly, anybody who follows us, I'm one of the few people who's been said from the get-go, I don't think West Indies will make it out of the group. I've said from the start, I think we'll definitely lose 1 game, and that net run rate will take us through more likely than not. So nobody needs to say to me, I think West Indies will struggle. Like, come on. Do you not watch West Indies cricket? That's obvious. $50 up off 32 balls. Javed Charles is not playing. Terence says it's a lack of discipline. I just call it lack of quality. So 50 without loss off 5 overs. Only wickets will do now. So Oben gets the last ball of the power play. First one's worked off the hips by Jones for 1. So, sorry, I should say that Muncie is 29 off 17 and Jones is 19 off 14. So both of them fully cashing in here. Looks like rain's coming. Are we going off? No, we're not off yet. I'm not off yet. Will they take the players off? No run. Looks like the umpire wants us to go off here. Ground staff are getting ready. Right, so McCoy has trapped Muncie in front. I think that's out at first look. Obviously, they're going to go for a review. Puran is told to go for a review. Now, Puran goes for a review. He didn't want it immediately. Bear in mind, Puran's a wicket keeper. And if he didn't want it immediately, that potentially tells you it's not out. He certainly wasn't sure. I think it was out on first view. Now, like it just looked plumb to me, but I'll have a look here. At worst, I think it's clipping leg, but it was given not out by the umpire. And the covers coming on at the same time. So let's see, people. I think that's out. I think that's hitting middle and leg. Yeah, that's out. That's gone. I like how. Oh, it looks like umpire's call. Ah, for God's sake. Umpire's call. Clipping leg stump. I'm sorry, clipping the top of the bells. Umpire gave him not out, stays not out, and the players have also come off. So West Indies should be glad it's rain. Allows them to re-strategize. Will hopefully mean that when Scotland come back out, they have to start again. Um, it's clearly a batting wicket, though. That much I will say. Sachin says he's going to bed. It must be what, midnight for you, Sachin. Um, luckily for me, it's the morning time, so all this means is I can go get breakfast. I don't. It doesn't look like heavy rain, people. I'm not expecting too many overs to be lost here, if any. So Muncie is 29 off 19. Michael Jones is 19 off 14. Um, Scotland have got off to an absolute fly. The reality is West Indies have opted to bowl first. They haven't used the conditions well. I mean, the keel has, but Mayers and Joseph got licked down. Mayers 2 overs for 24. Alzari Joseph 1 over 15 licks. But like I said at the start, this is 160 minimum ground, minimum. So as much as some of you are having heart attacks in the chat, I always say wait till the other side bats. Does that mean we'll win? No, not necessarily. But does it mean the game is over because Scotland have had a good start? No, this is a batting wicket. It's the issue here is that West Indies haven't taken a wicket up front and they've bowled. The bowling has been not good. Um, they've bowled a lot into Muncie's arc, even Michael Jones's arc as well. Anyway, so it's a bit of a rain break, people, which gives me a chance to um, sort myself out a bit. I'm going to be back in a second. Bear with me, people. Bear with me. Oh, no, I don't want to do that one. Yeah, back briefly, people. Looks like we're in for a longer break than I expected. Javid says, what's the 11? Javid, I'll just put up on the screen. There it is. Mayers, Lewis, King, Brooks, Puram, Howell, Holder, Smith, Hussein, Joseph, McCoy. Sorry, I'm moving about because I'm putting on my shoes. I am going to work in about an hour, people. So this live will last as long as I need to get ready to go to work. But there's a certain cutoff point where I will definitely have to go. So, for those who don't know, West Indies' next game is on Wednesday. West Indies versus Zimbabwe. That will be at 9 o'clock UK time. I will not be doing a watch along for that one because I will be in work by the time that game starts. So I'll just be kind of watching it on my phone when and where I can, people. Yep. So this break is much longer than people would have expected here. Let me update the Twitter in the meantime. EVCom saying we're going to be back soon enough. Fair enough. People, don't worry, I am still here. I'm just the good news is that ESPN are of course focusing on Australia versus India. So it's good. Oh boy. Anyways, let's see what some of the comments are saying. Right. Javed's first point that I fully agree with. They went with Brooks. I did say in the preview video I did a couple of days ago, I did say that I thought they'd go with the extra batter in Brooks. I said I'd be surprised. Sorry, people. I said I'd be surprised if Sheldon Cottrell got a game. And like I say, for those who've actually been paying attention so far, it's a batting wicket. Again, in that preview video, I said study the history of Hobart and this ground, and 160 is par. That's not a good total. That's a par total. Of course, West Indies have to bat. We could obviously completely fumble the bag. That wouldn't be a shock. I've seen us fumble the bag in all situations. But you know, it is what it is. Faraz, who said Scotland was weak? Loud them up, then. This group, every team is the same in this group. This is a proper group of death. There's no team that is better than any other team here. If you lot have been watching West Indies this summer in T20s, you'd know that this is a proper group of death. Vivek says India doing to Australia what Scotland's doing to us. I'm not even watching India Australia. Couldn't care less what's going on. That's a warm up game. But the fact that India Australia is on at the same time as this shows you that ICC. Well, it shows. Do I even need to comment? It just shows you. To the ICC, the World Cup hasn't actually started yet. The thing is, if and when West Indies get knocked out in these qualifiers, you lot must think I'm actually going to watch the World Cup. I ain't watching. I'll watch the odd match here and there, but you think I'm going to care too deep if West Indies aren't actually in the group stage of the World Cup? I'll just watch. I'll watch a match if I'm free, as opposed to going out of my way to watch a match. Right, people. They said this rain break was going to be quite short. Well, they're still not back on the field. Let me go make myself some tea. It's 5:40 in the morning here in the UK. So back in a sec, people. Back in a sec. Hi, people, back again. Sorry, went off to make myself some tea, put a jumper on, you know, fully getting ready for work now, people. Jumpers on, belts on, ties on, bag started packing the bag. Um, so we're about 10 minutes away from overs starting to be lost. We are no nearer to the match starting. They said it was going to be a short break. Well, if we aren't back on the pitch soon, we will start to lose overs in this game. Let's see what any of you threw in the comments whilst I was gone. Tajram says, "Why is everyone behaving like West Indies is losing?" This is what happens, Tajram. This is what's weird about T20s. I always say there's no point in hot takes in T20s. You always have to wait till the other side bats because anything can happen. So don't get me wrong, Scotland are obviously on top right now, 52 without loss after 5.3 overs. But anything can happen. A couple of quick wickets, rains now happened, etc., etc. Fireball says I have to get ready at round 4, and it's 12:40 right now. I'll look it up this to watch any other team. You best believe. New season, same Arsenal. You need to change that signing name. New season, different Arsenal. Anyways, he says these men beg out the qualifiers. Got one game here in Brisbane if they pass through either Bangladesh or Australia. Indeed. So I actually think the rain break helps us, and by us I mean West Indies. Muncie and Jones were having an absolute hell of a time, having an absolute flyer. Off to a great start. This rain break now has lasted what 20 odd minutes. It's lasted 20 odd minutes now. They're gonna have to start again. So West Indies should be glad for this rain break. And of course, there'll only be 3 balls left of the power play when West Indies come back on. If this is before we talk about reduced overs, we're about 7 minutes away from overs being reduced. Let me just see when they went off. See what Barrett's there in the ground. Maybe I should send Barrett a text and find out what the rain's actually saying. See if I can get any info, people, from on what the actual rain's saying here. 1 second, people. This is now the time I would normally have got up for work. So normally I get up at 5:50. I don't know what's going on, people. Let me look at let me go to see if somebody sent me a message, tell me what's going on with this rain, people. Because let me see. Give me a second, people. So I'm trying to send a message to my guy in Hobart. Bear with me. Here he is. Right. Let me send a message, find out what's going on. Trying to operate this phone, and I've set. Right, I just sent the message. Let's see what he says. Sent a message to my guy in Hobart. Let's see what he gets back to me with. David says the rain was not that heavy. Exactly, it didn't look so, but it must be one of them persistent ones because. So ESPN are saying if Scotland don't bat anymore due to the rain, West Indies get 5 overs. West Indies would have to chase 72 in 5 overs. Jatil, you're being very presumptuous that we're even getting out of the group. This is already a group of death. David said should have started with Joseph. Did you not see Joseph go for licks? He went for 15 when he bowled. No, I think we can just state clearly that neither Joseph or May has bowled well. It's all good and well looking at things in hindsight. Right, so my guy in Hobart has just replied to me. He's at the game with the West Indies camp, and he's just said to me, Mash, the rain is still heavy-ish. So people, we ain't restarting anytime soon. So I'm actually giving you a live update that the TV is not giving you and ESPN's not giving you. So this is live from the ground. My guy in Hobart has just sent me a live picture. I'll put it on the screen for you lot to see. 1 second. You won't probably can't see. Can you not see that? So it's somebody's phone number there, so I shouldn't really put that. So I can't really show you that. I've just realized that's someone's phone number if I put that. Wait, actually, what if I do this? Here we go. Can you see that? So he's just sent me a picture saying, he sent me a picture saying, have a look at this picture. The clouds look really ominous. So people, there's me giving you a proper update, not an ESPN update. I'm ahead of them and not a TV update who haven't even told you anything. My people in the ground saying it is looking ominous. Hold on, again, another update. Give me a second, people. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. He's just typing me a next message. He's saying it looks ominous, but the locals who are used to it say it will go away. It will go away maybe in another 20, 30. So either way, what that does mean is we will lose overs. So already prepare yourself for a reduced overs match. So that Scotland start, if we're in the case of losing overs, that Scotland start looks even better if they don't. Well, depends how many overs they've got left to bat. Oh, update. Cover's coming off. Cover's coming off. So there you go. I've gone from someone saying it looks ominous and that it's heavyish to locals saying it should go away to now an update saying they're trying to take the covers off. 1 second. Let me look at this picture I've been showing you. Yep, hold on. So let me send that to you, people. 1 second. There we go. See if you can see it. They're starting to. I don't know if you look and see it. They're starting to drag the covers off, people. Whether that's to do an inspection, I don't know, but because even if they take the covers off, they still have to make an inspection and make a decision. So we shall see. I'll keep you updated though, people. I'm getting some live updates from a guy in Hobart, so stick with me. I'll give you some updates. I'll give you some live updates as to what is happening. Either way, even with the covers coming off, we've already lost overs. That much is clear. We've been off for half an hour now. So whatever happens, even if we started in 10, 15 minutes, off, Scotland would have to have, you would assume Scotland would have lost at least a minimum of 2 overs. David, the time in the Caribbean depends on where you are. So if you're in the Eastern Caribbean, it's just coming up to 1 o'clock in the morning. It'll just be coming up to 1 o'clock, whereas in Jamaica, it'll be midnight. And then similar with the United States. So I think the people in Jamaica and probably a lot of people in the States might still just about decide to stay up. Those who are in the Eastern Caribbean will be contemplating whether it's time to go to bed. Sorry, people, I'm watching this video they're doing with Kevin Peterson's. Quite interesting, to be fair. Right, so let me hide that comment. Tajram says, seen a few podcasts. The Caribbean Cricket Podcast was the only one that picked the correct team for the first game. This is the thing, Tajram. Like, I know, like, we do the whole joking thing and whatnot, but I maintain that we actually know what we're talking about. I'm not saying we're always right, but to like, I saw loads and loads of people saying this, that, and the other. I was like, no, the team's obvious. Like, this is the side that will play. People need to pay us for this stuff, man. Anyway, thank you, Tajram. Covers are off, they're inspecting, but that doesn't mean anything because umpires might not be happy with what they're inspecting. How many overs will be lost? I don't think we're going to be back out before it's time for me to go to work. What a ting. So I got up at 4:25 to hold a fresh, make sure I'm got my clothes on so that when it's time to end the live, I can just leave the house and go straight to work. I'm ready for work and I'm not even watching any cricket. I could have just stayed in my bed and here I am doing a live for no reason, people. Imagine 6 o'clock in the morning in the UK. I'm going to have to leave for work in about 30 minutes. One sec. Got to go in 30 minutes, people. I've got to teach a class in approximately. My first lesson of the day is in approximately 2.5 hours. So I got to leave for work soon, start my prep, pack my bag, Got my board marker. Got my diary. I want to ring these men today. No cricket, you know. Man had me getting up early. No cricket. Charger. Right, that's for my bag as well. People, you know what? We ain't getting back out for a while yet because covers are off. Yeah, they do, Carlisle. The students have found the podcast. But the good news is, basically, none of them are into cricket. So, I think most of them, if they've listened to it, have listened to the episodes which are kind of like the loose, so like the cultural ones. So, like the Indo-Caribbean one we did with Bharat Sundaresan, the recent one that I do with my dad. I think they've listened to those ones, but most of them aren't cricket fans, so it doesn't really matter to me if they found the podcast. Still no update as to the covers coming off and what any of that means, people. I'm gonna pour myself some cereal, have a bit of toast, because ain't nothing going on. I might have to, you know. Right, good question from Dhruv. In case of a possible washout, would we accept 1 point each? Boy. What are you saying, people? You take a point from today? Boy. Remember, Ireland and Zimbabwe are playing on this ground later as well, so it could be a double washout for all we know, or it could be a reduced game. Who knows what's going to happen? But let me go. Let me look at the weather in Hobart because I didn't even realize. No one told me rain was a possibility today. Hobart. What's the date today? Monday. Yeah. See, 7% chance of rain. Precipitation. Yeah, I think based on BBC weather, this is clearly a bit of a. It says light rain showers and a moderate breeze. Yeah, so this time, right now. Wait a minute, what's the time in Australia? What's the time in Hobart right now? Right, we're restarting in 10 minutes. We're restarting in 10 minutes, please. So we will restart in 10 minutes. And we don't know how many overs have been lost yet. Right, so if we're restarting in 10 minutes, that gives me 10 minutes to go and make some breakfast, people. I'll be back in a second. Let me just update this for those who come into the live. In the meantime, press like, share, subscribe. How many subscribers have we got? Let's see if anybody's actually subscribed in a minute whilst this live's been going on. Okay, we've had some subscribers, at least 15 extra subscribers on this live. Can anyone tell me how many likes we've had? Can anyone tell me how many likes you've had? Press like, share, subscribe. You can, of course, also donate to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast if you want to. Obviously, you don't have to. But if you want to show some support for what we try to do, you can support us at www.patreon.com/Carib Cricket. Of course, this is on YouTube if you want to do super chat or anything like that. Little £2, $2 to whatever your currency is donation, or £1, 50 pence. I don't know what super chat actually allows you to do. You can support that way as well. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Carib Cricket on both Twitter and Instagram. We're on the road to 4K YouTube subscribers. Apparently, we need. How close are we to 4K? Oh, sugar. Wait a minute. Oh, no. I read the numbers wrong. We'll get there. We're on the road to 4K YouTube subscribers, people. So all of that, share the Caribbean Cricket Podcast with your friends and your family. But most importantly of all, press like and subscribe. Let me just update this whilst I go and make myself some breakfast. Game restarts at 4:15 p.m. local time. Big up Renners. Hello to you. Chachil says no overs will be lost. I'll await official confirmation, but that might be interesting there. So, people, let me go get some breakfast. I'll be back for the restart. We're back. No overs lost. Open McCoy resumes his over. Finishes off my cereal. West Indies players got the hand warmers out. It's long for them out there. Right, can West Indies get going? Really bad start this morning. We've had a half-hour break. Obed goes full, tries to get that swing. Jones can only drill that to the man at mid-off, no run. Right, so one ball left of Obed McCoy's over. He's only gone for 3. How can he end the over? Jason Holder should get the first over after the restart, you would think. Goes full, he goes full. Muncie is well down the wicket there. Will they go for a view here? They retain the last one. Nicholas has gone straight up. Nicholas has said review that straight away. Now, the last one, which was umpire's call, Nicholas did not review it immediately, I should say. Now, as a wicket keeper, that's what made me a bit suspicious. But Nicholas didn't review it straight away. It's like, maybe this isn't as close as Obed thinks it is. Whereas this one, Nicholas reviewed immediately. It was full. Muncie was a long way down the wicket, but it hit him on his toe as far as I'm concerned. Let's see this again. Yes, hit him full. It's got a long way to go, though. That ball's got an awful long way to go. He's at least a foot outside of his crease, if not more. It's a big shout from Puram if he thinks that it's got a long way to go. Impact doesn't even look inside the line. Yeah, I think the West Indies players know that this is Impact outside Puram standing back behind his stumps. So we're all waiting. The West Indies players know it's not out, but we're waiting for ball tracking here. Anyway, so who will get the 7th over? Yep. Pitching outside the line, and that is And that's not out, and they lose the review. So who gets the next over? Will it be Jason Holder, or will they give it to Alzara Joseph? That's the end of the power play, though. So good over from Obed. After the after the licks had gone in the previous 5 overs, a keel aside. It's good over from Obed. Only 4 come off it, and Australia in the power play. Scotland in the power play 54 without loss. Right, people. I reckon I've got maybe 3 overs before I have to go. I'm going to leave the house at 22, so maybe 3 overs max. Obviously, rain has messed this up. When I decided to do this live watch along, for the 5 o'clock games, I assumed I'd get the first innings, and it is Jason Holder, by the way, who gets the first over outside the power play. I assumed I'd get the first innings out of the way, but rain has messed this up. We haven't lost any overs whatsoever, so I woke up at 4:25 to see 9 overs of cricket for this live watch along. So, people, I will be bouncing in 15 minutes. Right. So, Rudy, in essence, I'll answer this in a sec. One sec. Slower ball from Jason, and Muncie gets one off the pads there. Run through for leg by. Anyways, so in essence, Rudy, Voller, Mayer's bowling up front in the power play has been tried for a lot of the summer. So when everybody was hyperventilating when they saw Mayers take the new ball, I didn't fully understand what they were crying about, because we've been seeing this happening through the summer. Hussain bowling in the power play, yes, but only at the end of the power play, if at all. So that would have been a deliberate matchup situation or tactics situation. I'm behind you all. So obviously everyone's typed bold in the so let me see what's happened here. Yeah, done him. Done him. Jason, the in dipper, does Michael Jones all up. And that's the first wicket for West Indies. This is what we said. The rain break was always going to work in West Indies' favour. It was always going to work in our favour. It stopped the momentum. It stopped the momentum that Munsey and Jones had. And Jason strikes first. At this point, I'm going to drop. Should I drop it here? all 40 of you in the live are about to get an exclusive from me. There's 40 of you in the live. Watch, I'm about to drop an exclusive. 42 of you in the live. I have reason to believe. Do not. This isn't 100% confirmed yet. I have reason to believe that Jason Holder will not be part of the West Indies Test squad to tour Australia. There's a Caribbean Cricket Podcast exclusive there. We haven't tweeted anything on that yet because we're not 100% confirmed on it. But based on what I know, I'm 80% certain that's the case, that Jason will not be part of the Test squad to tour Australia. So there you go. Listen, Caribbean Cricket Podcast people, we're doing a better job than the people out there who are supposed to cover West Indies as their full-time job. We're the ones with the exclusives, people. Like I say, anything could change. And I'm yet to be told what the actual reason is. Based on what I think, this is what I think. This isn't what I've been told. I think they're resting Jason for the Australia series because he goes to play that South Africa thing, that South Africa T20 thing, or is it the UAE one, whichever one he's got the money for in the new year. That's what I think it might be about. Jason's also an all-format player. But like I say, anything could change. The test squad has not been officially announced, but I'm 80% certain, based on who I've spoken to and what I know, that he will not be part of the test series. And I think the other reason as well is because we're not making the World Test Championship. As much as Santoki and I joke about it, Australia are going to lick us down. So what's the point in playing Jason? It's not like we're going to beat Australia and getting into the World Test Championship final. Oh, sugar. I've got my work emails open. Blouse and skirt. People are emailing me from work already. Lord of mercy. 1 second. Let me close down these emails. See what I mean about work? 6:25 and man are sending me emails. Good slower ball by Jace. And that's the end of the over. Great over from Jason. That went for 3. So Obed's come out. His first over went for 4 after the rain delay. Jason's first over, wicket and 3. And West Indies dragging this one back a bit after the rain delay. Yeah, Carlisle, that's basically the point. That's what Santoki's basically saying. Santoki reckons it's because Jason's got to get that paper. Jason gave up his prime years for West Indies cricket. He's 30. Is he 31? Is he 31 now? He's 31. He's got to go get that paper. Just like everyone else managed to get the P's, he's got to get the P's as well. So we can't, if that's the decision that Jason's made, and he's like, listen, we're not making the World Test Championship. Allow me, let me go get that paper. I can't hate him for that. A man's got to make a living. Yeah, exactly. But I think the argument for Jace is that he's an all-format player. And before anybody says to me, what about Mayers and what about Joseph? Watch this space. That's all I'll say about that. Javed, the stream that I've paid money for, no adverts, you know? Dean Smith. Sorry, I didn't even realize Dean Smith has been given the 8th over. This is a perfect time to hide him whilst there's a new batter at the wicket who isn't already got to grips with what the surface is saying. Bowl those hard lengths, Dean. That's what we need to see from you right about now. Right, let me update Twitter, by the way, because I don't know. Or once he cracked into that one, but the man at deep mid wicket cuts it off for 2. See, Carlos Brathwaite making the exact same point that we make. He's getting paid for it, though. Man just said, where and how do West Indies fit in Dean Smith's 4 overs? Exactly. It's not straightforward with Dean Smith. I always say, you start with the idea that he has to bowl 2. If he bowls those 2 well, take it as an absolute bonus. Then you can give him an extra 1 or an extra 2. But never start a match assuming that Dean is going to have to bowl his 4 overs. Interestingly, Carlos called him a bowling all-rounder. I don't think he is. I think Dean Smith is a batting all-rounder. Anyways, the point is this is a good first over from Dean. They've milked him for singles, but that's good. Oh, he nearly miscues that one. 5 off Aldine's first over. We give thanks to the good Lord above for that. Listen, Javid at this stage, um, I'll, I'll take that. Yeah, I think that's a good point from Rudy. I can't remember. It might have been Chatil who said it earlier on, or somebody else. Matty Cross's strike rate isn't that good. Of course, he's playing West Indies, so he could have the greatest day of his career today. But if West Indies wanted to build pressure, now's the time. Jace comes back in for his second over again. He's using the slow ball effectively here. He's not giving Muncie any pace to work with. I think Muncie has shown that he likes the ball coming onto the bat. So it's variations that will be needed here. Given Aldine's just gone for 5, I don't know if they'll want. Maybe they'll want Aldine to bowl another one in a row. Like if he's going all right, get him to keep bowling. Don't now bring him back for a second spell. If you can get his overs out the way, get him out the way early doors whilst he's going okay. Anyways, Jace back in, second ball of the over. Cross takes him on and gone. Brooks takes it on the perimeter. Big Jason Holder. We won't see him in the test series, apparently, but he's struck. Jace has brought us straight back into the game. It's Jace again. We wanted Cross to stay in probably because he was going to soak up balls, but Scotland, after the rain break, have lost their heads a bit here. Rudy Villa called it. He said, Crossy ain't the one. Crossy's out. It's a shame, people. I've got to go to work in a bit. So Scotland, remember, at the end of the power play were 55 for none? Or was it 57? Was it 55 for none? Was it the end of the power play, people? Was it 52 or was it 55? Or was it 57? Either way, Scotland hadn't lost any wickets after the power play. Since the power play, they've lost 2 for about 12 runs. So the rain break, like we say, has taken away their momentum. Was Berrington the one who we did the teeth out against in the 2019 World Cup qualifiers? The LBW teeth out by Ashley Nurse. Was it him that basically won us the match and the rain, obviously? So the reason why earlier on I was saying if Aldine's only gone for 5, just keep bowling him so we can get his wickets out, get his overs out of the way. Here's the counter to that argument. Jason has been bowling a lot of off cutters and slower balls. Part of me feels, given how much success Jason's having with that, and how the Scots don't seem to like the pace off the ball, there's an argument to say you bring back Obed to bowl a few of his variations as well. Obviously, they're going to want to save Obed for the back end, but I just wonder, given the success they're seeing Jason have, do you let Obed bowl another one to try and get Muncie or Berrington here? It's just something to think about. Again, slower ball by Jace on target. Berrington can't do anything with that. Drew, if I hear that, did you see him in CPL as well? The reality is, yes, internationally, Oldine is on a bit of a upward curve, but any West Indian fan knows that at any point in time, Oldine can go for licks. So, for example, CPL second qualifier, Jamaica licked down Oldine, and what did he go for? 4 overs for 60 something. When Jamaica licked down Guyana in the CPL second qualifier. Oldine is always one game away from getting licked down. So Roach, because Holder took 2 wickets now, that means he would have taken 2 wickets up front. Come on, man. We need to stop with this. Come on. Although, granted, Brian Murgatroyd is saying that Holder and Cole should have gone in the power play. But do you see Holder as a power play bowler? I don't. That said, to be fair to Roach _24, I would have given Holder 1 in the power play for sure. Not sure I would have bowled him straight up front, but I definitely would have given him 1. Right, I need to go in 3 minutes. I just realised what the time is. Aldine's pace is hustling up Muncie and Berrington here. They obviously want to try and attack him, but Aldine's going to bowl, 140 clicks? So I get it. But remember, Aldine's going to be bowling hard lengths at him here. So he's basically going to be asking them to try and take him on. And you could see that these Scottish batters miscue. Mayers is not a frontline bowler. Stop experimenting. What, in this format? Because, again, Aldine dot ball there, straight through Brenton. You must mean in this format, because have we not seen him be successful in other formats of the game? Come on, man. Just, anyways, let me not talk. Again, that's an example I'm talking about. Berrington looks like he wants to take Aldine on there, but he doesn't time it properly. Right, I think I'm going to have to go at the end of this over. So I managed to get through 10 overs before work called people. So what's this? Aldine's got 2 left before we reach the halfway stage. Again, Muncie tries the Aldine. Was that a slow ball from Aldine? Muncie can't do anything with that. Triv, that's my point. The reason to bowl Mayers at the top, if you think about it, tactically, there was some sense to it. Bit overcast, bit cold. They're trying to see what the pitch has in it. Is there a bit of seam? Is there a bit of swing? Is there some movement on offer? Because he's the only one. Oh, he nearly goes down to the man fine. Was that runner? Oh, bad throw. Who was that? Who was that at the Akil, man? You're supposed to be the best fielder in the team. He was at third, man. That collection and throw was poor. Anyways, halfway stage, 72 for 2. So, anyways, just to finish off my point about Drew's point, bowling Mayers for 1 up front makes sense to me if you want to see what the deck's saying. My issue was giving Mayers the second one. I think I think we'd seen enough in the first over to suggest not really much on show here. Don't give Mayers a second. But again, you lot have to understand that West Indies are afraid to give Odean Smith 4 overs because they don't know what Odean they're going to get. As it is, Mayers has probably bowled one too many. And now it'll be interesting to see how they juggle. Remember, Keel's got 2 more to come as well. It'll be interesting to see how they juggle the remaining overs now. Because Joseph has got 3, Obed's got 3, Jace has got 2, Akil's got 2, Odean's now bowled 2. So technically, because Mayers has bowled 2, Odean's done. But he's now bowling well. So now how do you juggle? Who doesn't bowl out now, if you see what I mean? And that's the problem with giving Mayers more than 1 over. Who doesn't get to bowl out? Yeah, good point, Rudy. He did, yeah. So I think Mayers went 144 ... which probably convinced Piran. Let's give him a second one. Anyways, people, it's 6:41. I actually need to go for work. So believe it or not, we only got through 10 overs due to the rain break. Scotland are 72 for 2 at the halfway stage. And despite me being on this live watch along for 1 hour and 44 minutes, we have only got to 10 overs in this match. Thank you for everyone who joined in. I'm now going to head off for work. Enjoy the rest of the match. I won't be doing West Indies versus Zimbabwe because that starts at 9 o'clock. But I will be back for West Indies versus Ireland on Friday. Same time again. Early doors to see. By then, it might be a must-win game for West Indies. But we'll see what the situation is. Stay locked in on Twitter, though, people. I should be able to tweet here and there over the course of this match and rally around the West Indies, people. But I have to shoot. Stay locked into the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Peace. I say peace. I've got nothing to say peace about. Yeah, stay locked in, people. Let me play this closing video. Peace, people.
We rule the cricket world. Now the rules seem coming.
Welcome to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things West Indies cricket. By the fans, for the fans.